and gentlemen, here at CCBC Essex, we embody the spirit of sportsmanship because it's an important component of being a student athlete. We ask that you please refrain from the use of profanity and let all spectators remain positive each and every day here.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Castle at CCBC Essex. It is a women's basketball bonanza here at the Castle, and game one is just moments away. Aaron Thomas in the broadcast booth bringing you all the action all weekend long. 4 games in total between Saturday and Sunday. You got your sports fix this weekend. Start with a little appetizer of women's basketball in the early afternoon. Roll right into the football action into the later night. Howard versus Union, the Dragons and the Owls. The first meeting between these two programs historically. Howard Community College Dragons 7-1, 5-0 in the conference this year, coming into this one on a 4-game winning streak. Only loss came to number 20 Niagara back on November 11th. And the tip is underway. Hot potato with the rock to start. Up and off the glass. The bank's early. Open early here on this Saturday afternoon. And there's a turnover by by Howard. Howard in the white, Union in the black. Union got their first points there from Myosha Ellis. Using the high glass for 2. Trying to make it an unanswered run to start things here in quarter number 1. It's a battle of win streaks right now as Howard came in on a 4-game winning streak. Union on the other side comes in on a 3-game winning streak. Number 10 currently in the rankings, 9-1, 6-0 in the conference. Their only loss came to CCBC Essex in an overtime loss earlier this month. And Union makes it 3 unanswered to start quarter number 1 as we are almost a full minute into the first quarter. Have not gotten a chance to see the offense for Howard yet, and it's 1 for 2 from the line to start. Howard's into the half court. What do they do with it? 20 on the shot clock. Leading scorers for Howard. At one point this season, they had 2 separate players averaging 26 points a game as it's a steal and scoop and score on the other end. 5 unanswered points to start the game for the Owls. Dragons coaching staff has seen enough. They'll take their first timeout. We'll keep it right here. Update you about these two teams. Said just a moment ago, at one point the Dragons had 2 separate players averaging 26 points a game. That was number 21, Micaiah Mallett, and number 23, Sydney Harmon. Leading scorer on the other side for the Owls would be number 24, Kylie Morris, averaging 20 points a game on 61% shooting from the field, 47% from downtown. One of the numbers I was looking over before the game started, though, that really popped out to me was the points per game. And it could be a telling one for what kind of matchup we have in front of us. Points per game for the Owls, 95. Points per game for the Dragons, 74. And we are seeing the beginnings of that right now as it's a 5-0 run for the Owls to start. Can the Dragons stop the bleeding? 15 on the shot clock. Working in the half court again. Not a lot of movement away from the ball, though. Now a little crisscross. Oh, pocket pass. And it is a trip to the line. Working hard on the glass there. All of that set up by a really pretty pass, splitting the defense. Finding the teammate down low. And a chance to get the scoring started here for the Dragons. Trip to the line for number 23. Sydney Harmon pulled down the offensive rebound. Came up empty on the first. Clean on the second. 5-1. The Owls quickly into the offensive zone. Quickly moving the ball around the rubber band. Passing out of the double team. Open three. Great closeout defensively. Great defensive set here from the Dragons. Pull-up jumper is good around the iron. And good defense. Better offense. 7-1 run to start, and that's 10 seconds. Great defense on the other side from the Owls. Anything you can do, I can do better to start here in this first quarter. As we approach almost 3 minutes played in the first. Tough start continues for the Dragons. They put together a really solid defensive effort last time. And they put together another one here. They got the steal. Jump in the passing lane like a veteran cornerback. Just couldn't turn the angle. Thread the needle with the pass. Trying to go defense to offense with some urgency. Clearly it was a little bit too fast. Dragons stacking good defensive possessions together. Doing it again here. Oh my, the offense too smooth though. Morris hanging and banging for two. Dragons trying to do the same on the other side. And they do, as it's another offensive rebound for Harmon. Is that where the advantage is going to be for the Dragons? On the glass. Got to get some stops defensively. As we see our first three-pointer of the game. 12-3, and the Dragons said it was tipped. The man with the whistle said nay, nay. Owls chance to continue this run. Saw the three in the corner a moment ago. Owls with some individual offense and also willingness to share the rock as it's another three. And Morris is heating up here. Pull-up jumper on the other side, no good. Three-point party. It started. Another timeout. It is an 18-3 run for this Owls team. What a start to the first quarter. What a start to this basketball weekend here at the Castle. We'll take a timeout with the two teams. 5:48 left in the first quarter. meeting of the minds between both teams. The Owls want to keep it going. The Dragons want to find a new spot, change up the rhythm. Good job getting through the press with some nice passing. 3 in the corner is off the front of the iron. It's another offensive rebound for the Dragons, and I'm sure they were expecting a whistle. They got the whistle, but a few seconds late, and in a much different situation, as the Owls will still have possession here. At least the Dragons get a chance to set up defensively in the half court. They've done a good job of that. Just too many open shots. That one the Owls couldn't finish. Good catch. Pull-up jumper off the front of the iron. And some frustration on display from this Dragons team. So few good looks at the basket, finding themselves in a little bit of open space, maybe a little trigger happy. It's another shot they've launched early in the shot clock. Obviously, above all else, they need made baskets, but take some time off the clock, give your team a chance to rest defensively. Some longer possessions offensively certainly help their cause as well, and the travel will really help their cause as that basket's waved off. Got to figure out a way to stack some good offensive possessions on top of one another. Get some stops defensively. Oh, good pass down low. Better recovery defensively, though. Swarming the ball carrier. Couple of more passes, and it's another travel on the other side this time. Struggles offensively continue for the Dragons. Driving right into the teeth of the defense. Offensive rebound on the other side. One more. How about another? And what a fight for the ball. Jump ball, says the referee. Possession arrow is pointed in the Dragons' favor. They'll take the early Christmas present for sure. Only 3 points on the big board for them in this first quarter so far. 18-3. Absolutely tremendous run for this Owls team to start the first quarter. The Dragons have shown some glimpses, some solid defensive possessions, some good passes, but then again, too many plays like that. And the easy 2 points on the other side. The run continues for the Owls. Off the glass, they get the 2 points right back. Good take and make. Oh, what a pass. It's rolling around. And now the Owls are dominating the offensive glass. Gianna Missilis got the offensive rebound a couple of times since checking into the game off the bench. That time, getting a chance to show off the skills on the low block. An easy 2 points. Up and under. Missed everything. Oh, split the defense. The Euro. We'll work on the finish later. Had the makings of something special. Just couldn't finish at the iron. And just over 2 minutes left in this first quarter. The Dragons looking for some offense. Looking to stop the bleeding. Looking to find some rhythm in these final 2 minutes. And last touch by the Dragons. Had the right idea there. It seemed like a good execution on the pass. Coaching staff for the Dragons trying to plead the case that a Owls player touched that last. And from that vantage point, certainly would seem like it was that way. Oh, and our first official invite to the block party. Harmon was denied on the offensive end, stepping up for her team on the defensive end. Could be a momentum-building play. Pull-up jumper, and the travel. Waved off the basket. Dragons with another gift. And another time where they run in to an open shot, but an open shot early in the shot clock that they don't capitalize on, and it really feels like a missed opportunity when you don't take any time off the clock and you come up empty-handed. Now, baskets are baskets. You'll take them how you can get them. Open shots have been a luxury. Shots aren't falling from the outside. The only kind of rhythm the Dragons have been able to find offensively is either at the cup on the offensive glass or just taking it all the way. Now, granted, just like the shots they've taken outside of the paint, the ones at the rim aren't falling with any kind of frequency either, but they're at least getting more shots that way. The recovery defense from this Owls team has been pretty solid as the Dragons go 0 for 2. The old when it rains, it pours. A nightmare first quarter for this Howard squad. Couple of good passes and coming up short twice, the Owls. 0 on the board for them in that possession. One dribble into the three, and it's another missed shot from outside for the Dragons. The law of averages says they got to start going down eventually, but also sometimes it's just not your night. Good ball movement. Off the side of the iron. And it's another possession after the loose ball. Dragons doing a good job of spreading the Owls out defensively. And the jumper too strong there. Another one on the glass. And it's another trip to the line. Harmon was 0 for 2 the last time. But it could be a 0 on the board here in this quarter if it wasn't for Harmon and the work that she's done on the offensive glass. That and that big invite to the block party that she sent out. Her fingerprints all over this game in the first quarter for the Dragons. Tough stretch of the line, though, as she's now 0 for 3 over her last 2 trips. Only takes one to reverse the trend. It's now 1 for 4 over those last 2 trips for Harmon. And she'll take a breather on the bench. 24-6 the score on the big board as The shot clock is turned off, and the Owls can hold for the final shot of the quarter. Hand in the cookie jar. An open shot there. Can the Dragons go quickly, get the buzzer beater? Got the shot off, and it was close. Horseshoes and hand grenades. My dad used to say that's the only time close counts. We're playing neither of those today, as it is a big lead in this game for the Owls, headed into quarter number 2. 24-6, the score on the big board. 10 minutes separating these two teams from halftime. What will the score be on the big board when we get to halftime? Stick around with us and find out. And we are back, ready to play the final 10 minutes of the first half. And the story for the first quarter can be summed up by one stat, and that is 24-6. That is the score on the big board. You don't need to look at rebounding, assists, steals, any of that. Made baskets. Now, every game comes down to made baskets. Captain Obvious statement of the broadcast, but the 24-6 score at the end of the first quarter says a lot, and it's only good on one side. Spin move. Could not finish, but a trip to the line earned after a nice move from Brightwell. One for one that time from the line. Make it 2 for 2. Nice move to the cup. Made the most of it at the line. Here's a trip to the line on the other side. And the Dragons starting the second quarter off on the right foot. How many times did we see them have opportunities like that in the first quarter and just miss out on the and one opportunity? That time, rolling around the iron and dropping in for 2. Chance for 3 points at the line. 22 seconds into the second quarter. We've already seen some excitement offensively on both sides. There are the Owls now looking to go quickly. Oh, nice pump fake. Resets, and just a little long. And it's batted around. Both teams flying around, going for it. Both coaching staffs got to love the effort they've seen so far here in this second quarter. A little meeting of the minds in between the changes in quarters. Maybe talking a little strategy, these two teams. And there's another travel call. And this may sound silly, giving the nature of the game and the scoreboard looking the way it is, but defense does not seem to be the problem for this Dragons team. They have forced the Owls into quite a few turnovers and quite a few empty possessions offensively. It's their inability to score with any kind of consistency that has been the issue for them. And if they could put together a strong run offensively themselves, they could maybe find themselves right back into this one. They are certainly down, but definitely not out. As Harmon checks back into the game. That foul was on the Owls, excuse me. So possession stays right here. Fresh shot clock to work with. And blink and you missed it. Whistle on the other side gives possession now to the Owls. A little update on scoring from the first quarter. Leading scorer through the first 10 minutes for the Owls was number 12, Ajani Young. As it's another 0 possession for the Owls. They got a good shot off. And an invite to the block party on the other side now. Owls running in transition. Oh, fighting through the contact for 2. When you get a chance to run, the game becomes that much easier. Good defense leading to some easy offense. Dragons looking to regroup, and it's waved off. It's a travel. The enthusiasm is really picked up here in this game in the first 2 minutes of the second quarter. Dragons, I'm sure, understanding what's in front of them. Another quarter like they had in the first quarter, they could find themselves really down and out in this game headed into the second half. And high glass utilized there on the take and make. Owls starting to find their footing here in the second quarter. Dragons need to answer. What can they do in the half court? Caught back door and one opportunity. And the Owls get caught sleeping defensively there. Harmon hanging around there on that low block with a step on the defender, just hoping that one of her teammates would find her. You cut to the basket when it's open, when a lane's open and you cut to the basket, the ball tends to find you. And Harmon comes up empty, but another offensive rebound for the Dragons. And it's another and one opportunity, this time for Mallet. And Harmon has been the only one creating any kind of offense with any kind of consistency here in this game, and it's mainly been on trips to the line and offensive rebounds. If someone else can step up offensively and get a little something going, go a long way in helping the comeback efforts. Oh, got to close out on the 3. They do, maybe half a second too late. Owls can't make them pay. Dragons working it around. Another offensive rebound, another 2 points. It's now a 15-point game. Oh, good closeout, driving baseline for the easy 2. Defense committed to closing out on the 3, kept the dribble alive. Oh man, that's a tough spot, picking up in the corner, no one makes themselves available. And because she was past the line, they couldn't move backwards. Oh my, disaster averted there for a moment. Another Christmas comes early moment for the Dragons. And a double dribble. Smith had really thought she'd worked herself into a position where she would get the whistle and a trip to the line. The offensive struggles continue for the point guard for the Dragons here today. As we're almost 4 minutes. Oh man, what a huge play. Talking about the offensive struggles for Smith, that's how you still make an impact. Getting a hand in the passing lane and first one on the floor to secure the loose ball. Some old school point guard play. If you can't get it done offensively, you can certainly help your team defensively. You got to play both sides in this game. And the Owls showing that as they get the steal this time. Oh, big block! And a hand in the cookie jar on the other end. Great defense both ways, but the travel waves it off. Oh my. If you don't like that, you don't like basketball. That was beautiful defense on both ends until it wasn't. The block, the steal, let's wave it all off for the travel. Oh my, what a game. The action has really picked up here in this second quarter. Dragons open three, good ball movement. The three-point attempt too strong. Owls going slow. Double team in the corner. They pass out of it. 10 on the shot clock. Oh! Cold-blooded with the three. 35-15. That is just 3 points, but it really gives a different feel to that game. That was a strong defensive possession for the Dragons. And the Owls step into a long three and ice it. And the strong defensive stand, at least the start of a strong defensive stand on the other side for the Owls, as the Dragons still have possession on the inbounds, but only 9 seconds to work with. Got to go quickly. Pull up three. Now the Owls are running in transition. Oh, what a pass. And the three-point party, it's starting here. Though they say that one was a two, had a foot on the line. 37-15, good split. Trying to do a little too much, trying to pass it off. Maybe should have taken that. Oh, good split on the other side. It is indeed a three-point party. And these two teams are trading baskets for a moment. And again, that one not a three as there was a foot on the line. 7 unanswered points, though, for the Owls. At one point, this was a 15-point game just a few minutes ago. It is no longer that. Just over 4 minutes separates these two teams from the halftime whistle. 39-15 the score on the big board. The Dragons have found some rhythm here in the second quarter, but the Owls still driving the bus. Still in control of this one. Talked about when we first came into this one how this game was a game of win streaks. The Dragons came into this one on a 4-game winning streak. The Owls on a 3-game winning streak. We knew something had to give. At least through, or almost through, one half of play, it's looking like the Dragons may find their winning streak coming to an end. as we head closer and closer into halftime. Now seems like a good opportunity to remind you all at home, fans, this is just game one of a doubleheader. We've got a big rematch in game number 2. CCBC Essex versus Harkham. The Knights looking for some revenge against the Bears. 15 on the shot clock. Dragons not showing much intensity right there on that offensive possession. Got a shot off, was long on it, and the glass is open for 2 with a nice move there. And the run continues. The bank closes early on Saturdays, so how much longer will the glass be available? And that was a good steal and 2 points to make sure that the Dragons didn't come up empty-handed. No one stops ball, and the Owls come up long. Dragons pick up their dribble in a tough spot. Baseline jumper is good, and that's 4 unanswered for the Dragons. Just over 2 minutes separating these teams from the halftime whistle. Take, no make. A little strong off the glass that time. Here comes the double again, tough spot. Good job passing out of it. Oh, good pass, and make it 6 unanswered over the last 30 seconds. Back to a 20-point game. 41-21. Owls looking to stop the run. Good pass. A little long on the shot. Dragons, their chance to continue the run. Harmon wants to check back in at the next whistle, and she'll get a chance to do that right here. Foul committed by the Owls. And that should be 2 shots. I was going to say, yeah, the Owls should be in the bonus. And indeed they are. So Harmon gets a chance to check back into the game. The clock stops, and the Dragons get a chance to add to their run, as it's now 7 unanswered points for them. Make it 8. Solid run here for the Dragons. Did not put their head down. They've continued to fight here in this second quarter. And that will officially put a stop to the run. Big 3 on the far sideline. And it's now a 10-3 run. The Dragons can stay on the positive side of this run to close out the second quarter. Do wonders for their confidence headed into the third. And the long arms of the defender got caught in a tough spot. Offer with the defense on the Owls player who was driving in towards the cup. Kyla Morris with a tremendous first quarter scoring the basketball. Really everyone scoring the basketball for the Owls has slowed down just a little bit in quarter number 2, but still in a strong position with this 45-25 lead as they hit the first and go empty on the second. 1 for 2. Dragons. And one. No, it's a charge. Going the other way. And that is a momentum-changing play for the Owls. Big-time defense. You saw the Dragons going quickly, trying to go for 2 for 1. Oh, nice move, hanging up there, step back. And the Owls chase down the offensive rebound. Oh, what a move! The hesitation. 2 separate little hesitation moves. The catch on the outside, waited for the defense to commit to her, made a move, got into the painted area, then waited for the defense to commit a second time. Old Magic Man, now you see me, now you don't. And it was a 10-3 run at one point for the Dragons. That is now turned a little bit more neutral. 10-7 is the run between these two teams. And it is right back to a 22-point lead, 47-25. Dragons. Pass out, around the world, 3 on the corner, no good. Owls looking for the buzzer beater, and they will not find it. And it'll be a 47-25 lead for the Owls headed into halftime. What will be the score when we close out the second half? You are going to have to stick around with us and find out. It was looking like it was going to be all Owls, and then the Dragons put together a great second quarter. Can they find a great second half in their back pocket and pull off a big second half comeback? And welcome back to the castle, ladies and gentlemen. Aaron Thomas in the broadcast booth once again, bringing you the second half action of game number 1 and our weekend basketball bonanza here at the castle. In game number 1, it has been the Howard Community College Dragons taking on the number 10 ranked Union College Owls. A battle of win streaks as the Dragons came into this one, 4-game winning streak under their belt. Owls, 3-game winning streak under their belt. Though it has been all Owls since the get-go. 47-25 is the score on the big board as we start things in half number 2. Owls had possession to start, but they're one and done. And the Dragons had a really nice run going to start out to close out the second quarter. Can they restart that here to start out the third? Certainly go a long way in keeping their comeback hopes alive. Oh, nice step back, but a little long on the shot. Created the space, couldn't get the bucket. 47-27, 3 in the corner, good closeout. Another opportunity, invite to the block party sent out maybe. And they miss everything on that one. And it stays right here, says the referee. Somebody's got to throw the ball in. And now we will restart things. 16 seconds on the shot clock. And Harmon, looks like she took a shot there. And rolling around the cup for 2 points and an injury timeout on the other side. Never like to see that for the Dragons. Particularly a potentially massive blow. We'll take a timeout with the two teams. 49-27 score on the big board. Harmon, leading scorer for the Dragons at halftime. 8 points, 6 rebounds. 4 of them offensive rebounds. No scorers in double digits for the Dragons in the first half. 2 different scorers in double digits for the Owls as they come up just an inch short on the take and make. Good pass into the middle, and it's one and done on both sides offensively for the two teams. Oh, what a pass, laying it off for a teammate. My goodness, the point guard play on both sides today has been phenomenal. Dropping the rock down for a teammate in a spot where she could catch it and put it in. And it's another trip to the line for the Dragons. Those 2 scorers in double digits for the Owls at halftime were Young and Morris. Young leading the way with 13 points. Morris not far behind with 11. And it is back to a 20-point game. The closest the Dragons have gotten it since the wheels started to fall off was 15. And they'll put 2 more on the board, the Owls will. Maybe another. as the passing out of the post, spectacular. You saw the point guard lay it up for the scorer on the other side for the Dragons. Well, the bigs are doing the passing on this side for the Owls with a beautiful display. Number 23 for the Owls, Najla Kenjijanin, has done a little bit of everything here in this game. Some rebounding, some assists, a big three-pointer as well. The big for the Owls doing a little bit of everything. You got to earn that number 10 next to your name, and the Owls displaying here today why they've got that number 10 spot in the rankings. And now almost 3 minutes into the third quarter. 29-51 the score on the big board. 3 in the corner. And the Dragons miss it all. Another pocket pass and an and one opportunity for the Dragons. Who else but Nikayla Smith for the Dragons, driving the bus, dropping dimes all over town. Excuse me, ma'am, you dropped that nickel. No, sir, that was a dime. 51-31, the score on the big board. And it will stay that way a little bit longer. They miss the N1 opportunity, the Dragons do. Oh, the crossover, and no steal. A nice crossover to get around one. Could not get around the second, but the whistle blows it dead. Dragons with possession. Quick three on the inbound. Excuse me, I should have said Owls with possession. Owls still with possession, and here is a developing story here in this third quarter to look at. That is now 3 fouls committed by the Dragons already, inching closer and closer to the bonus. Oh my! Effort will get you mighty far in life, and the Owls have displayed that since the opening tip. No greater example, though, than right there. A great take. Couldn't get it off the glass. Got the offensive rebound, but of course, waved off by the zebra stripes. The yin and yang of life. You work hard for the moment, then the man takes it away from you. The man, of course, being the referee in this moment. Pass to the three in the corner. Everyone ready to come up off their seats, and the Dragons hold them to an empty possession. 2 fouls committed by the Dragons on that defensive stand, though, and they are now just 1 foul away from being in the bonus, and that'll really hurt their comeback efforts here in the third quarter. Pass up the good shot for a better one. I like 2 points, but 3 are better. You'll live off that math all day. And the foul committed by the Owls this time. The Owls were close to the bonus themselves. They just got a little bit closer there. And of course, free throws from here on out would be a blessing for the Dragons. Comeback hopes inching closer and closer to life support, but still very much alive. Just need things to go their way from here on out pretty much. Harmon kicks it out to Smith, who comes off the front of the iron. Harmon kept the ball alive, but no one could chase it down. Dragons passing out of the tough spot. And it's one and done offensively for them. Dragons looking for offense, and the bank still open for them. Off the front of the iron, rolled all the way up the arm of Harmon, but it's another offensive possession for the Owls. 21-point game, under 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Oh, what a move! Could not finish. Got around two separate defenders. And it is an empty possession for the Owls. Oh, what an invite to the block party! Refreshments are on the bench. A beautiful pass laid up there by Harmon, but maybe it laid up there a moment too long because it let the Owls recover defensively and send the shot attempt away. Possession stays right here with the Dragons. What can they do? And the shoulder jumper is good. It's a 19-point lead now. Hand in the cookie jar. Couldn't secure it, though. And that'll be waved off. Timeout taken. We looked like we were headed towards a jump ball, so the sideline of the Owls took a timeout. We'll take one, too. 54-35, the score on the big board. The Dragons working hard to make up some ground. Can they make up a little bit more here as we inch closer and closer to the fourth quarter? Or can the Owls put a little bit more separation between them and the Dragons? Only one way to find out. Stick around with us. Owls will have possession as we come back out to the action on the court. 17 seconds on the shot clock for them. Four minutes and 4 seconds on the game clock in the third quarter. Roll it around there for a moment, but up and over the trees and into the cup for two. 56-35 now. Cross-court pass. Good ball movement here from the Dragons. One more. And the three-pointer is not falling for the team in the white jerseys. And that's a travel. And if it wasn't a travel, it may have been a jump ball because the Dragons certainly got their mitts on that one. Regardless, it's a Christmas comes early moment for the Dragons as they continue to try and keep their comeback hopes alive. Oh, interception, coast to coast for the 2 points. Put another two on the board for Morris. Good movement away from the ball, and the fight down low goes the way of the Dragons, and it's an and one opportunity. So they got those 2 points right back. And they add another one on. These two teams have done a good job of playing defense without fouling over the last couple minutes. As remember, it was about 2-3 minutes ago, I brought up the fact that both teams were very close to the bonus. Neither team in the bonus yet, but both teams just one foul away. And that's a jump ball. Where's the possession arrow pointed? Possession will go the other way, as it is once again a 20-point game. Just under 3 minutes to play. The Dragons lost it for a second, get it back. Step back jumper comes off the front of the iron. Good defensive stand there for the Owls. Now it's their turn to work it around. And now it's their turn to show that they've got the strength down low. The catch on the low block. Easy 2 points. Now we have both teams that will be going head-to-head in game number 2, starting to go through their warm-up routine. Seems like a great opportunity to remind all of you at home that fans, this is just game number 1. We've got the CCBC Essex Knights taking on the Harcum Community College Bears in a much anticipated rematch. Knights and Coach Cini looking for some revenge on the Bears, but of course that's then, this is now. Still some action on the court in front of us. Oh, what a pass! Morris hanging up there amongst the trees, but can't finish for 2. And what a pass there to find Morris cutting towards the rim. Ball split 2 white jerseys as it found its target. Taking it and earning a trip to the line. And what an effort here in this contest from Mallet. Hasn't been many times that Mallet has caught the ball in a favorable position in terms of this is an easy 2, but that has not deterred her from getting to the rims. How many times have we seen number 21 catch the ball and just put that head down and drive right into the painted area? And good things happen when you're aggressive. Good things have certainly happened for Mallet here today, keeping the comeback hopes alive for this Dragons team, as now it's a 19-point game. Owls getting those 2 points right back as they get a chance to run in transition. It's a 30-second timeout, so we will stay right here with the 2 teams. 61 seconds is all that separates these 2 teams from the 4th quarter. That'll be a really frustrating day at the office for this Dragons team, as There's so many moments that they'll be able to look back to during the tape session in the coming days, and practice moments for them, where they'll be able to circle moments and times and really stretches of the game where they said, man, we were really just moments away from changing the game. I mean, I remember moments in the second quarter where they had it to a 15-point game. And the Owls are able to answer with a run of their own. Never really give the Dragons that real glimmer of hope that you need when you're trying to make a comeback of this nature. One of those moments and categories in the game that the Dragons will be able to circle and feel proud about is the offensive glass and the defense. As the Dragons have forced the Owls into plenty of empty possessions and turnovers, just haven't been able to do it on the other side offensively. And of course, part of that is their own offensive struggles, but a part of that is the Owls' defense pretty solid themselves, as they will be taking a 21-point lead into the fourth quarter. And so many times in that third quarter, it looked like the Dragons were about to make up some ground. Ends up being, they make up none. And the Dragons are able to put a point between them the Owls are able to put a point between them and the Dragons. They came into the third quarter with a 20-point lead. Now they're going into the fourth with a 21-point lead. It has been that kind of day at the office for the Dragons. They take an inch, but they give a mile. And they are 10 minutes away from watching their 4-game winning streak come to an end. The Dragons, if this is the case, they will move to 8-2 on the year. The Owls will move to 10-1 on the year. This was the first matchup between these two programs. It certainly showed some glimpses of being a good one. Ultimately, it looks like it's going to go the Owls' way, but we still got some time here in the fourth quarter as things start. Oh, nice move. Could not get the finish as Morris, again, creating the space. That basket would have been points 16 and 17 as she comes into this fourth quarter with 15 points scored. Still 1 point behind Johnny Young, who leads the Owls with 16. Leading scorers for the Dragons on the other side, it's a tie between Harmon and Mallett, who both have 13, and also have both pulled down 7 rebounds. Moving it around, Smith the 3, banks it in. Doesn't matter if it's pretty, as long as it goes in, they all count the same. Good closeout on the 3, but the Owls get that 3 points right back. And it has been an anything you can do, I can do better type of game between the Owls and the Dragons. And the Owls clearly just a little bit better here today. 65-44. Harmon can't continue the 3-point barrage, but will get a chance to put 2 more on the board as she earns another trip to the line. And this This game could look a little bit different if the trips to the line would look a little bit different for the Dragons. Harmon, this will be free throws 9 and 10, and she's currently 3 for 9 from the line. Four for 10. As you see, a little adjustment there with the extra spin on that ball. Getting the friendly roll off the front iron. As a team, the Dragons are 9 for 17 from the line. But the real telling stat for the Dragons here today, and this one, right up there with the score on the big board in terms of it tells you everything you need to know about what kind of day it's been. The Dragons 0 for 12 from downtown here today. Not going to win a lot of ball games when you can't hit three-pointers. As the three-point struggles continue, Owls going quick in transition for 2. Dragons trying to go quick themselves. And a foul committed by the Owls. Keeps possession right here with the Dragons. Got the offensive rebound and rolled around the rim and took a friendly roll for the Dragons. 67-47. And it's been hovering around that 20-point mark pretty much all second half. Smith spins off, dishes, and it's one and done. And this time it's an injury timeout on the other side. We saw a very similar moment in the game for the Dragons. The timeout taken and a player grabbing at the arm area. This time it's the Owls. We'll take a timeout. 67-47. The score on the big board. 7:29 left in the contest. Working it around the Owls, driving baseline. Oh, and the catch and the nice little turn over the opposite shoulder. Defense was in perfect position until they weren't. Pull-up jumper. Maybe somebody got a piece of it. And that is our game one entry for Shackton, a full moment, as Morris laid in the perfect pass to a teammate for the easy 2 points. The bag fumbled and then kicked. 69-47. Owls certainly can afford a few more plays like that with the score looking the way it is. And them just 6 minutes and 38 seconds away from getting their first victory of the weekend. They hope there's going to be a second. Tomorrow they'll go head-to-head with the Knights in a rematch. The Owls' last loss was actually at the hands of the Knights. So tomorrow's contest, highly anticipated from their standpoint. They'll be in the same position tomorrow that the Knights are in today, with the Knights looking to avenge their loss to Harcum. And that will happen in game number 2. Will the Knights get a chance for revenge? You're not going to want to miss that one. Stick around with us for game number 2. We'll have a little bit of a break in the action. Let the fans get to the Chick-fil-A stand. Let the two teams warm up a little bit. Once again, another one of those plays that we've seen so many times from Mallett. Just catch it and drive right into the painted area. Good things have happened more times than not for her when she's had that approach. Problem is Mallett and Harmon, the only one driving the offense here today for the Dragons. Where would they have been, and what would the score have looked like if it wasn't for the work that the two bigs have done in this game for the Dragons? Talked about the size advantage for them in the first quarter. Was that going to be their ticket to was that going to be their ticket to success here today? It certainly was their ticket, but just wasn't much success at the end of it. Officially halfway through the fourth quarter now. Oh, nice spin move. And the bank still open for two. 54-71. You can't blame the coaching staff for the Dragons being upset with that one. Looked like they had a steal opportunity, but by the letter of the law, you do have to give the airborne player a chance to safely land. Too much in the airspace. And there was some rough defense. Trying to plead the case. Falling on deaf ears. Another whistle. We got some finger pointing, but the ruling in the matter is the ball's going the other way. Dragons will have possession now. Under 5 minutes to play in this contest. Dragons trying to build some momentum for them headed into tomorrow's game against Harcum, as the result in this one probably secured, as that is another offensive foul committed. The Owls all chanting one thing, the Dragons all chanting another. That's one of those ones where it really depends on what color shirt you're wearing. What we know for sure is that one is going the other way again. And now the Owls are just one foul away from getting themselves into the bonus. With just 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, you'd think that wouldn't probably help the Dragons too much. But hey, I've seen some crazier things happen at the Castle. Three-pointer, no good. Three-pointer on the other side. Same result. Though it was the Owls' turn to hit the glass that time, the offensive glass, I should say. Owls pulled it down and created another offensive possession for themselves. Fresh shot clock, 71-54. And the hustle play from Smith, sophomore guard Natalia Smith. Shots haven't been falling for her today, but some great passing, and right there in the middle of the action defensively more than a few times with a hand in the cookie jar. Another offensive rebound, and not sure what the official call was because the referee was making a symbol, patted the top of his head as if that was a shot clock violation. Regardless, we know it's going the other way. Oh, what a pass! And one opportunity. The ball sent right up the backside of the defender for the Owls. Backdoor cut, leading to the and one opportunity. Wow. The Owls may come out on top in terms of the score on the big board, but play of the day may be right there for the Dragons. That was a beautiful pass and finish for the and one. 71-57. Dragons keeping their effort strong, and a timeout before the turnover. Blink and you missed it. It's a 14-point game, closest this has been in quite some time. Though time is definitely not a friend of this Dragons team, and of course another stat that was not a friend of this Dragons team is that 0 for 12 from downtown coming into the fourth quarter. Now they've since hit 1-3, but down 14 with just 3 minutes left. It's going to be really tough to see the other end of this comeback trail unless they can find a hot streak from downtown. Of course, it's all got to start for them defensively. The Owls could put together a nice little run here and have this game looking a lot different over the next 30 seconds. The Owls took the timeout, so what did they talk about? We're going to find out. Got to get a shot off. Long three. And it's a shot clock violation as that one never hit the rim. Step one right there for the Dragons. They just took it. Can they take step two and get a basket on the other side? And one opportunity. The glass. The best friend of number 21. Micaiah Mallett. Who thought the bank was still open at this time? And there's a substitution. 2 of them checking into the game for the Owls. Najla Kingjonan checks back in, as well as Njani Young. And the and one opportunity. They make the most of it. An 11-point game now. The Owls maybe sweating a little here. Just over 2 minutes to play. So you're saying there's a chance. Oh, there's a chance. It's just slim and none. The steal. Dragons in transition and a timeout. As that was a hard foul, and the coaching staff not happy with the officials right there. I was expecting the whistle, but hey, what do I know? 2 minutes and 11 seconds on the clock when we come back. 71-60. A big shakeup here. And the vibe has certainly changed at the Castle over the last few minutes. What a fourth quarter effort from the Dragons. The fourth quarter effort for the Dragons has been solid, but still so much ground for them to make up. And so little time. 11-point game, 2 minutes left. Turn, oh my, it's in. And just like that, it's a 9-point game. Owls looking to get through the press. Almost running into a turnover. Almost counts for nothing here today as the comeback is almost complete. Good defensive possession, and they force him into the shot clock violation. It is another empty possession for the Owls. Oh my goodness. Miracle on 34th Street. How about the miracle at the Castle? Underway. Under 90 seconds to play. 9-point game. Mallett, spin, up. Chases her own miss, and the Owls get it. Did hope just vanish in front of our eyes? Or is there another chance? No foul call. Owls moving it around. 5 on the shot clock. They're running out of time. Long 3 is their only option. And it's another 0. Dragons need to be perfect. Three-pointer, no good, and there went hope. What a fourth quarter comeback effort that will fall just a little short. But remember, fans, it was a 21-point game when we got into the fourth quarter, and the Dragons made it a 9-point game. Wow, A for effort, but they will see their comeback fall a little short. They will see their 4-game winning streak come to an end. Though the Owls will push their 3-game winning streak to a 4-game winning streak. Good job for them holding on. And what a game in game number 1. Stick around for game number 2 as the Knights looking for revenge in their matchup against the Harcum Bears. Aaron Thomas saying, if you can't stick around for game number 2, well, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
I'll talk to you next time.